And I want to welcome all of you to our wonderful call, our Monday evening call, where we come together each week to really be inspired for healthy living around the world, which is the mission of our company. And before I introduce our special speaker this evening, I do know that we have people dialing in from all over the country. We have people who not only are currently shining the light, but also are here to learn, just to learn more. And so my name is Sharon Rankin, and I have been with the JuicePlus company now for 35 years. It has been my privilege to be shining the light for health and hope for that entire time with a variety of things. But just to give you an idea of who we are as a company, we're approaching our 50th anniversary as a company, and then 25 years, this year marks 25 years that we have been sharing JuicePlus whole food nutrition in a capsule, which has now become the most thoroughly researched product in the world. And I cannot say enough about what it does in our bodies, and you will hear about that. But not only are we making a difference in individuals, but we're also making a difference in families with our Healthy Starts for Families. We also we're title sponsors for the St. Jude Marathon in Memphis. When you stop to think about that, we're making a tremendous difference there. And then in the Boys and Girls Club around the country. So we are giving back as we're doing well and creating healthy living. We're also giving back. So I am delighted to be working with the JuicePlus company and making a difference on that level. And tonight, we have a very special treat in store with Dr. Carol Watson. And let me just tell you a little bit about Carol. Really, for those of us who have been around the JuicePlus community for a while, she doesn't need an introduction, but I want you to know just how special she is to all of us and how much we appreciate her. She does live in Denton, Texas with her wonderful husband, Ken. And Carol actually joined the JuicePlus community in 2001 and the mission of inspiring healthy living. She achieved the National Marketing Director position in 3 short years. And along the way, and since then, Carol has been recognized repeatedly and on numerous occasions for top achievements and accomplishments within the JuicePlus community at our annual Elton Awards. Carol not only teaches about good nutrition, but those of us who have known her for a while know that she wholeheartedly walks the talk. And she is leading by example in living in a healthy lifestyle. She also she is a health and life coach, and you can learn more about that, how she's making a difference for people, not only just in their health, but their mind, their body, their spirit. We are so delighted to have Carol join us. And so just most recently, when the company introduced a new piece of research around polyphenols at our conference, we were excited about that. But I messaged Carol and I said, I have no idea what a polyphenol is and why it's important in our bodies. Could you help explain that to us? So Carol is going to come and share with us just a little bit tonight about polyphenols and what we are doing to make a difference with the JuicePlus product. So welcome, Carol.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Good. Okay, great. I really am very honored to be on the call with you, Sharon, a very long-time friend now because of this JuicePlus business. One of the things I say I love the most is all the amazing relationships I have that I didn't have before. We just have friends all over the world and have so much fun doing what we're doing with sharing this gift of health. I thought I would start out by sharing my story, if that's okay.
Please do.
Before I jump into polyphenols, as Sharon mentioned, I have been with the JuicePlus company now since 2001. So that was about 17 and a half years ago. And I, like probably most of people, was doing my best, but my best was not very good. And I realized I wasn't eating enough produce. And so I was juicing a lot of vegetables. Because what happened for me is I was tired before my day ran out, and I was so depressed that I seriously didn't want to get out of the house. And because of that, I really experienced a low quality of life, and I had poor health. But I had discovered that food really is my best medicine, but there was no way that I was going to eat a bunch of green things to get healthy, because I was seriously known as the junk food girl. So I juiced for about 6 years, and then my doctor rescued me from my chop, slop, and mop by sharing how I could literally flood my body with a variety of 30 fruits and vegetables every day. And to me, the best part was that they were concentrated in a capsule. So that was a big win, because I always wanted to eat my greens like the Jetson kids did. And if you're my age, you know who the Jetsons are. So I didn't have to worry about being consistent with my prevention plan, and now it feels so good to be known as the Energizer Bunny instead of the junk food girl. And I'm so grateful, because my husband and I now have peace of mind knowing that we put on our nutrition seatbelts every day with JuicePlus. We literally just swallow and go. I also struggled with bronchitis like 3 times a year from childhood. I required antibiotics, steroids, inhalers, and none of that exists. My immune system just continues to get stronger and stronger. I rarely ever get sick. I haven't had the cold, flu, or bronchitis in years, and I do not take that good health for granted. I am so grateful for the JuicePlus product line and how it has helped support my own health. So I want to jump in then to, why is it maybe my immune system is getting better? Why is it people are experiencing the benefits of JuicePlus? What is all this massive body of research we have, 38 plus scientific published studies now, showing us how JuicePlus really does go to work in our body? Well, one of the key components of fruits and vegetables are what are affectionately referred to in the world of nutrition science as polyphenols. So what I'm going to discuss here this evening is what they are, why they're important, and how our JuicePlus research applies to this topic of polyphenols. So very simply put, polyphenols are plant-based chemicals, and they have all sorts of potential health benefits, like reducing oxidative stress. They are also associated with improving cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, coronary artery disease, and the unwanted inflammation that we don't want to have in our body. There's literally over 8,000 identified polyphenols. Again, these are naturally occurring micronutrients in plants. A micronutrient does not provide carbohydrates, fats, protein, or calories. It's the micronutrition like vitamins and minerals and enzymes. So these compounds give plants those beautiful colors that we see. Everything from the blues and purples to the greens and yellows to the reds and the oranges. And when you actually eat those plants with polyphenols, you get to reap the health benefits too. So foods ranging from things like red wine and tea to fruits and vegetables contain these polyphenols, and they're known to help lower cholesterol, they lower blood pressure, they decrease your risk of cancer, and really just lead to a longer and better quality of life. And that's something that I want, and I imagine you do too, or you wouldn't be on the call here tonight. So polyphenols typically act as antioxidants. And what is an antioxidant? It's against or neutralizes oxidation. That's that free radical activity you hear folks tossing around. That's what's happening inside of our body as we are aging. And these free radicals are pretty much unavoidable because they're in everything from pollution to stress causes free radical activity. It's a natural byproduct of normal metabolism. I mean, it's a natural byproduct of just breathing. And it's a byproduct of controllable factors like smoking and eating highly processed and refined foods. So we want to reduce that oxidation, and polyphenols act as antioxidants. So it's also thought that polyphenols contribute to the body by helping to put us into an anti-inflammatory state. Again, which is something that we want because this is going to reduce our risk of all those forms of chronic disease I just mentioned. So most polyphenols, and I'm going to throw out a few large words here, but they're in classes or categories. Things like quercetin, you might have heard of quercetin, catechins, lignans, resveratrol, and curcumin. Those all have anti-cancer properties. You might have also heard the word flavonoids. That's another group of polyphenols, and they work as antioxidants and anti-inflammatory agents. So these flavonoids are found, again, in a wide variety of plant foods like fruits, vegetables, legumes, red wine, and tea. And flavonoids are sometimes referred to as bioflavonoids, so you might have heard that word. And you might even see it, in fact you will, in a supplement store, because these are sold as dietary supplements, bioflavonoids, because of the research previously done to show how they reduce your risk of these forms of chronic disease, reducing inflammation, reducing your risk of cancer, improving circulation so it reduces high blood pressure, cholesterol, those types of things. The challenge is research has proven time and time again that it really is best to get our nutrients from what? Real food, right? Not man-made synthetic vitamins. This is something I didn't know really even when I started as a naturopath back in 2001. There's more and more and more science showing us that those vitamins we've been taking all these years, well, they might not be doing us any good, and in fact, they might be doing some harm. So we want to get our polyphenols from the real thing, fruits and vegetables. Another category is called still beans. That's S-T-I-L-B-E-N-E, not B-E-A-N, still beans. And that's a small group of polyphenols, and one I bet most of you are familiar with in this category is resveratrol, because that is the most studied and well known, because where's it found? Red wine. But it's also in blueberries and cranberries, and consuming these foods have been linked to better heart health and improved circulation. And you know, given that my family history of cardiovascular disease includes my father, who died of sudden death, which if you're not familiar with that is, that's a heart attack with no warning signs. And he died at the young age of 56. And I say young because I'm almost 60. And honestly, when I was 30 and 40, I thought 56 sounded kind of old. But now that I'm almost 60, I'm telling y'all, 56 is really young. And we didn't get to say goodbye to my dad. And I didn't get to have my father walk me down the aisle on my wedding day. And I want to do what I can to reduce my own risk of disease. And I believe that you do as well, and that you will take action to reduce your risk. And I also had his father, my grandfather, died the same way at the age of 53. And I have an uncle on my mom's side that died at the age of 47 that I barely even got to know. And I never met my grandfather. So the final category that I want to bring up tonight, and literally this talk could be hours long. I'm giving you the condensed version, okay, the Reader's Digest version. The last category is lignans, and some of you have heard of those. It's a polyphenol, and a lot of people are familiar with that because it's in flax seeds. But it's also in legumes and all sorts of grains, but it's also in fruits and algae and some vegetables. And again, lignans are known for improving cardiovascular health, and they're good for cancer prevention as well. Now, something I think that's very interesting, and I wanted to mention here, is that polyphenols play an important role as what's referred to as a prebiotic. What they do is that's increasing the ratio of the good bacteria in your gut. And why is that important? It's important for health, it's important digestion, it's important for weight management, and all sorts of disease prevention. Your gastrointestinal tract plays an important role in your health. And these microorganisms in your gut, did you know they outnumber the cells in your body by 10 to 1? There's over 100 trillion bacteria, fungi, and viruses making up what is referred to as the microbiome. That's the good bacteria, or the flora, they also call it, living in your gut. And it's become very clear that these organisms play very important roles in our mental and physical health, everything from brain, skin, internal organs, neurological system, weight, mood, and way beyond. Doctors and researchers now consider the microbiome as one of the most complex organs in our body. Why am I bringing this up? Because it is exciting that recent research shows that polyphenols also influence and modulate your gut microbiota because of this prebiotic effect, by improving the nutrition of the good or the beneficial bacteria living in your gut. So a simple way to think of a prebiotic is it's food. It's food that promotes the growth of the good guys and discourages the overgrowth of the bad guys in your intestine. And that's something we all need more of, since science has proven that they play a key role in prevention and wellness. And did you know that upwards of 80% of our immune system is housed in our guts? So gut health, probiotics, prebiotics, all of this is very important. So as you can see, it's clear that eating foods high in polyphenols is good for you. And mostly they're found in fruits, vegetables, and berries and algae. Now, according to leading health authorities, how many servings of fruits and vegetables are we supposed to have every day? 9 to 13. And if you manage to succeed at that, you will be getting more than enough polyphenols in your diet to go to work for you to create health and wellness. However, the reality and the challenge is that so few of us really eat that way, right? I know I certainly didn't. And even with the best of intentions today, eating lots of fruits and vegetables, I still find it a challenge to consistently eat that variety every day. So since we do live in a real world, and even though in my nutritional counseling, I recommend everybody needs to eat like this every day, I know it's impractical for people to really eat raw, fresh, vine-ripened produce to the tune of 10 plus servings every day. And if you're an athlete, they're saying close to 17 servings a day. So that's why, y'all, I take, and I have been recommending now for over 17 years, JuicePlus, concentrated powder produce capsules in the form of fruit, vegetable, and berry blends. And there's also an omega oil blend capsule to bridge the gap between what I know we should be eating and what we really do as a society, and even personally. Even with the best of intentions, I generally fall short myself. So with the prevention power of what I affectionately refer to as the quad blends, with the orchard, the garden, the vineyard, or the fruit, the vegetable, and the berry, and the omega blends, I have such peace of mind knowing that I'm flooding my body with nutrition from a variety of fruits, vegetables, and berries, and preventative omega oils every day. I can literally swallow these capsules and go out the door. And I have peace of mind because I'm getting the benefits that I mentioned from the polyphenols, and all the additional benefits of antioxidants and fiber and enzymes and vitamins and minerals, all those micronutrients. And because of the 38 plus scientific research articles that have been published in prestigious medical journals literally around the world documenting its positive effects, I can take and recommend it with full confidence. It's just fruits and vegetables. It's convenient, and it is way more affordable than any life insurance policy. I know, because I used to have to pay a really high price, really high premium for that. Now, we'd be here all night if I reviewed all of those studies, so you can unfasten your seatbelts. We're not going to be here all night. Take a deep breath. I'm going to invite you to get back to the person who invited you here tonight to get more details. They can share a website with you that will link you to every one of those articles if you want to read them. And if you're one of those people, I understand. I was one of them. Go for it. But for the sake of brevity here tonight and to stay on point with our topic of polyphenols, I wanted to review the research investigation that Sharon referred to just a minute ago that was performed at the University of Parma in Italy and the University of Graz in Austria, and it was published in the journal called Nutrients. And this was just in February of 2017. So let me review this study for you, and you'll see why these polyphenols, as found in the JuicePlus capsules, are going to work for us. So the aim of this study was to investigate how quickly or how rapidly or how fast these polyphenols are actually getting into our bloodstream from the plant-based food supplement of JuicePlus, the fruit, the vegetable, and the berry blends. And they were consumed by 20 healthy men and women with an average age of 33. So what happened is 2 weeks prior, they were told not to take any supplements, don't take any diet products, don't take any drugs, don't take any medications. So for 2 weeks, none of that. And for 48 hours before the test, they consumed a polyphenol poor diet based on a list of things that they were allowed to eat and foods they were told not to eat, to make sure that the polyphenols that they found in the bloodstream with the blood test later on were the results of the JuicePlus and not some food or supplement they had taken. Make sense? So the day of the test, they fasted overnight, they drew baseline blood samples, and each participant then just took, excuse me, they then just took 1 capsule each of the fruit, the vegetable, and the berry. Regular dosage, by the way, for those of you who aren't familiar, is 2 of each capsule. So for this study, they only took 1 each. 3 capsules, all taken together. Then 4 additional samples were taken at 1 hour, at 2 hours, at 5 hours, and at 10 hours after consuming the JuicePlus. And what were the results? Well, some of those polyphenols showed up in the bloodstream in just 1 to 2 hours after taking the capsules, suggesting that they were absorbed in the upper intestine. Others showed up between 5 to 10 hours later, suggesting they were absorbed in the lower intestine. And an unexpected finding was that there were polyphenols found in the bloodstream that were not even present in the JuicePlus. Remember, there's 8,000 of these guys, right? So also remember that for 48 hours before the blood was drawn, they were counted to avoid all polyphenols. And the reason is to eliminate any controversial source of polyphenols. So the big question here is, where in the world did they come from? Well, I'm going to bring you back to that discussion about our microbiome and the role of polyphenols. The researchers postulated that the polyphenols that were actually in the JuicePlus were converted by the body itself into other polyphenolic or polyphenol compounds in the colon's microbiome and in the liver. In other words, and this is the key point, polyphenols from JuicePlus encourage our bodies to produce other beneficial micronutrients. And this brings to light something I've been saying for years, and it really gets me jazzed, because I've been saying for years that the best thing about JuicePlus, in my opinion, is what we don't know it's doing for us in our body. This data also suggests that the polyphenols from the JuicePlus fruit, vegetable, and berry blend capsules help to nourish the gut microbiome, those billions of microorganisms that live in our guts that are vital to health and well-being, right? Oh my gosh. Aren't our bodies just amazing in their capacity to prevent disease if and when we give them the right fuel to fight for us, right? That's the key point. So in summary, the JuicePlus quad blends provide a rainbow of polyphenols, and that was very attractive to me as a naturopathic doctor. The berry blends provide the blues and the purples. The vegetable blend provides the greens and the yellows. And the fruit blend provides the reds and the oranges. And the omega blend provides critical fatty acids that our bodies just cannot manufacture on their own. All of this produce goes to work at the cellular level in our bodies to prevent and, yes, potentially reverse disease. Food is our best medicine, folks. and there is nothing but positive side effects. There's not a supplement or prescription drug available that can do all of this for our human physiology. It's not rocket science. It's just powdered produce and polyphenols, which you now recognize as plant chemicals that help you and I to get well and stay well. And at the end of the day, I think that's what we all want, right? I mean, we have no guarantees in life, but based on science, if I can significantly reduce my risk of dying of a heart attack at an early age like my father, or dying of cancer like my mom, I'm going to do my part to make sure that I reduce that risk so I can live a life of health and vitality well into my 90s. And now I have peace of mind knowing that this is being accomplished with my JuicePlus. It's going to work for me in my body. I am so grateful to the doctor who cared enough to share JuicePlus with me over 17 years ago. I hope you take the time to thank whoever invited you here tonight too. And if anything I said made sense to you tonight, like it did to me all those years ago, I'm going to invite you to get started on the road to better health today. Please don't delay, because what I have discovered as a naturopathic doctor, as a critical care nurse of almost 20 years, and as someone who abused my body for many years by overeating as a food addict, if you don't take care of your body, where else are you going to live? And if you decide to partner with us on our mission of inspiring healthy living, we welcome you with open arms. I am just as thankful that I decided to start sharing this potentially life-saving salad in a capsule as I am thankful that I started taking it for my own health and vitality. It made so much sense to me, y'all, that I wanted to shout it from the rooftops and help everybody that I loved and care about to get started too. So because of my own experience with poor health and obesity, and because of the genes that have been passed along to me, and because I was stuck, frustrated, and maxed out on the pay scale as a critical care nurse, at the time I said yes to a partnership with the JuicePlus company. I said yes to the product and to joining this mission. It takes an army of passionate individuals collectively impacting our world to accomplish our mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. So I want to thank you for your time and thank Sharon for inviting me. And I pray that you all will take action tonight. And please consider being generous enough to share this potentially life-saving message with the people in your life that you care about. My family, many of them, thank me, sometimes on a daily basis, for sharing JuicePlus with them, because we all believe it's truly made a difference in our health. And I've got a really big family, and they all take JuicePlus, and we are forever grateful. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Carol. I tell you, the word that comes to me from what you've just shared is compelling. Compelling is what we are about. And I knew that when we needed to know more about polyphenols and why we should be excited about them in JuicePlus in our bodies, that you were the perfect person to share with us in such passion. And we have watched your transformation journey in the last 17 years, and it's been nothing short of extraordinary how you have only transformed your body through the JuicePlus and through just other things that certainly you are leading the way in what we're doing. So thank you for taking the time to share, be so generous with us tonight.
You're very welcome.
And I'm going to unmute because I know people want to say thank you to you. I'm going to unmute. Okay, you guys, I believe, are unmuted. And you can just give a shout out to Dr. Carol.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Carol, you're a beast. Thank you. Love you.
Beautiful inspiration.
Good night.
This was recorded, and this will be posted on our Mission Possible Facebook page and on our Team Boxer. So you guys can listen again and invite others to listen in. Thank you, Dr. Carol.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carol. Thanks, Karen.
Fantastic.
Good night, everybody. Have a great
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks.